Right now at 6, a weather watch alert, dangerous heat and humidity on the way for today and tomorrow. And we're tracking the potential for some strong to severe storms for the first half of your weekend. Those details ahead.
And a pastor taken before his time. This morning, we're taking a look at his contributions to the community, plus where the investigation stands into the crash that killed him.
Also, a closer look at the storm damage in several communities across the state. Even left some people without power. All that and more right now at 6.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And first at 6, get ready. Today it's going to be another hot and humid one out there. But happy Friday, and thanks for starting yours off with us, America Areas.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Hot, humid, yes. Dry, I'm guessing yes. I'm hoping yes as we get over to meteorologist Rachel Piscatelli. Good morning.
Dry-ish, right?
Dry-ish, yes. Anything better than yesterday.
Dry day in terms of what's falling from the sky, but we'll have a lot of moisture out there. It's just going to be an overall very hot and humid day. Yet again, hazy conditions with some sunny skies too. We have this heat advisory in place throughout today and tomorrow for heat index values back to near 95 to triple digits, with the peak of the heating of the day noon to about 6 o'clock or so. An air quality alert for our 4 southern counties today too. Numbers starting off in the 60s and 70s now. 71 in Hartford, 67 in Torrington. It's 74 degrees over in Bridgeport and 70 in Chester. A live look outside over in New Haven. Fair conditions, a few clouds. 74 degrees there. Dew points are up in the 70s too, and they will continue to rise over the course of the day today. Yesterday, I was checking in with the dew points, and along the shoreline, they were in the upper 70s, and that's just about as humid as it gets around here. Today, temperatures will move into the low 90s under mostly sunny skies. Highs across the state, 93 degrees in Derby, 92 in Hamden today. Upper 80s near 90 degrees in southeastern Connecticut, and for central Connecticut, looking at about 94 degrees in the capital city. So we are under a weather watch alert for the high heat and humidity today, but again for tomorrow too, with a rising chance for some scattered showers and storms in the afternoon, with damaging winds being the main concern, but also cannot rule out an isolated tornado. We'll detail that out for you and walk you through the hour-by-hour forecast. Meteorologist Matt Scott will be here for your full forecast coming up in just a bit. All right, it's 6:02. Let's get a check out on those roads this morning here over in Fairfield County. We do have a crash that I wanted to tell you about. This is going to be on actually the Merritt Parkway. We are looking at a crash. This is going to be the southbound side just out by exits 60 and 59. We'll zoom into that area really quick so you can see where I'm talking about. This is going to be a 2-vehicle crash. We have some minor delays building in the area. That was also an area where we had some road work, but that has wrapped up for the morning commute. A live look outside over in Milford now, where traffic is running pretty good in both directions, guys.
Well, this morning, police are going to give an update on their investigation of a crash that wound up killing a pastor.
A Stamford police officer struck the Rev Tommy Jackson on Wednesday afternoon. Now, Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live in Stamford this morning with more on today's news conference and a look at the community and how they are remembering Rev Jackson.
Well, Connecticut State Police and Stamford Police are expected to speak about this crash this morning. This is the first time we'll be hearing from them in person. We do know already that the officer who hit and killed Reverend Jackson is currently on administrative leave. Now, State Police say Stamford officer Zachary Lockwood was driving his cruiser on Wire Mill Road, heading to a call around 4:15 Wednesday afternoon when he hit Reverend Jackson. They say Jackson was crossing the street in front of his home after getting the mail. They say he died at the scene from his injuries. Now, there's still a lot of questions about exactly what happened. Stamford police are going to address this incident in person later this morning. Jackson was the pastor at Fellowship Rehoboth Church. Those who knew Jackson say he was a compassionate pastor and friend to everyone in the community.
He's humble. He's warm-hearted. He's giving. He's loving. I can't even describe.
And the mayor of Stamford says Reverend Jackson was a pillar in the community who led a life devoted to faith and public service. Now again, Stamford Police and Connecticut State Police are expected to speak to us at 10 o'clock this morning. Now it is worth noting that Jackson's wife is the vice chairperson of the police commission. And again, we of course don't know if she will be speaking at this news conference. There are limited details, but whatever ends up happening, whoever does end up speaking will be right there for it, and we'll have an update for you later today. Live in Stamford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Brooke, thanks so much. Well, meantime, 6:05, several communities all across the state experiencing storm damage and also power outages from yesterday's storms. According to Eversource, fewer than 150 customers are still without power this morning. Eversource says it hopes to have the lights back on sometime this morning. And in Newington, a tree fell onto a state police cruiser with a trooper and a canine inside. Now, thankfully, they weren't hurt. It happened at about 9:45 last night by the Cedar Street Fast Track station. State police say firefighters had to pry the door open to get the trooper and his canine out. And take a look at the scene here in Torrington. A tree came down in front of someone's home on Riverside Ave. That area was blocked off as crews worked to clear the damage. Oh, there were no reports of any injuries.
Several Newtown police officers jumped into the Housatonic River to find a teenager who went underwater and didn't come back up. Police said it's a 17-year-old from Bridgeport who was with a group of kids near the Silver Bridge in the water when police got the call for help just before 2 p.m. yesterday. The teenager was rushed to a hospital. We don't know at this point how bad the teen's injuries are. Well, this morning, water customers in 5 communities are being told to boil their tap water as a precaution.
Connecticut Water says bacteria was found during routine testing in 2 separate systems. So the first is at Heritage Village Water. It serves Southbury, Oxford, and also part of Middlebury. 5,200 customers are affected there. And 2,500 Thomaston water system customers are also impacted. That system serves the towns of Thomaston and Terryville. Now, in both cases, new water samples are being tested. Customers should get an update within 48 hours. Connecticut Water is encouraging people to boil their tap water before drinking, cooking, preparing food, or any activity that involves consumption. You don't need to boil water to bathe or to clean as long as the water is not being consumed.
Also, the state has closed one swimming area because of high bacteria levels. It's Wadsworth Falls State Park in Middlefield. Again, the park is open. It's just swimming that's off limits for now. All of the other state park swimming areas are open today. Well, the U.S. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona is headed to Middletown today.
Well, the Meriden native and former Commissioner of Education here in Connecticut is going to be talking about efforts to diversify higher education. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is live in Middletown this morning with a preview. Lindsay, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Well, Secretary Cardona will be having a roundtable discussion with first-generation students here at Wesleyan University this morning. Now, this roundtable discussion follows the U.S. Education's National Summit on Higher Education and Equal Opportunity. The summit brings together students, institutions, and officials to discuss strategies to diversify campuses moving forward. This comes after the Supreme Court struck down affirmative action in college admissions. Now, the justices ruled race cannot be a sole factor in determining college admissions. Since then, the Biden-Harris administration has been encouraging universities and colleges to find ways to make diversity a priority. A few weeks ago, Wesleyan University announced an end to legacy admissions. The university was the first in the state to do so after the ruling. Now, Secretary Cardona and students here at Wesleyan University today will be sharing ideas about how they can make diversity a priority moving forward. Again, that roundtable discussion is set just before 9 o'clock this morning, so we'll continue to follow the latest details here in Middletown and keep you updated on air, online, and on Fox 61 Plus as well. Live in Middletown this morning, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Hey, Lindsay, thank you for that report. We'll check back in a little later this morning.